Hi friends, it's Terry Gaines. In this video, I'm going to share several cards I created using the Hello Irresistible Suite Collection of product. This collection of product is available March 1st on Stampin' Up's online store, along with many other items that are going to be available March 1st. Before I share all the cards with you, I want to talk a little bit about the product. With the one code number, you can purchase the entire collection, which is the designer series paper, the embellishments, the stamp set, and the dies, or you can order them separately. The stamp set and the dies are bundled together for a 10% savings, and they are absolutely beautiful. With the stamp set, you get some sentiments and a background stamp, along with floral images. The floral images can be cut out with the die. There's some additional die elements. There's a die that will create a circle with this cutout, and there's one die that will create this element. This element is all one piece, and you can cut it out with this one die. I would suggest using the adhesive sheets. They are available in Stampin' Up's annual catalog. You get 12 in a package. They're 6 by 12 in size. What I like to do is cut them down to the size I want to work with. Cut my cardstock the same size, and then you peel off the backing, and then you put that down on one side of your cardstock. Then you flip that over and put the die on the other side. When you cut that out, you're going to have a backing you can peel off, and then you're going to have adhesive on that entire element, and that works great. I also use adhesive sheets for these elements also. That works out really well. The embellishments are called a loose frosted dots. There are 3 different colors in 3 different sizes. You get a total of 360 elements in there, and I like putting those on with the liquid glue. The designer series paper is absolutely beautiful. It's 6 by 6 in size. You get 12 different double-sided prints and 4 of each. These prints are absolutely beautiful, and they are so versatile for so many different projects. You have a fun background on one side and this pretty element, and I have some of these turned different directions, these different elements that coordinate so well with the stamp set and the dies. And then we have a floral sheet. We actually have 2 different floral sheets. This is one, and the dies will cut those out along with the greenery that has the 3 leaves in. So you can use dies to cut all of those out, which makes it so simple to be creative with. And that's the back side. There's also 2 sheets with the greenery, and there's 3 different dies that will cut out all of those elements. So you can cut those out with the dies. And then we have this beautiful print. Oh, I keep forgetting to show you the other side. There's a fun background on the other side. A lot of the greenery, and so versatile for so many different projects. Absolutely love the color choices here. Here's that second floral design that you can cut out with the dies, and that's the back side. And then here's this greenery, the back side, and this is that second one that you can cut out all of those images in the back side. It's going to be so versatile for your projects. These are some of the exclusive colors that are in the designer series paper, and you can see that pretty peacock. That's an old color coming back in the annual catalog that will be coming out soon. Now, this product is not in the collection, but it also is available March 1st, and this is the basic 3D embossing folders. With one code number, you're going to get all 3 of these together. You get a large polka dot embossing folder, you get kind of a crosshatch embossing folder, and then you get this beautiful embossing folder. So all 3 of these come together. They're very versatile and going to work so well with so many of your projects. Now, I have several cards I'm going to share with you. I'm not sharing the dimensions on the video. I have a PDF you can download from my blog that will give you all the measurements for the card bases, the layers, and the designer series paper. If you found me via YouTube, look in the text portion of this video for a direct link to my blog post. This card was super simple. I used the designer series paper. It's trimmed off a little bit, so it's kind of like a fun fold. And then that paper is so beautiful. All you need is the paper and a sentiment to add to it. Here's the same paper, but just a little different layout. And as I mentioned, all the dimensions are available on my blog. For this card, I used the designer series paper again, a small portion of it, so I could get 3 of them cut per 6 by 6. If it's 2 inches, I can get 3 per sheet. And then these elements are cut from the designer series paper. I have a couple tags underneath, and just love how this goes together so beautifully with the designer series paper. I cut all of those out with the dies. For this one, I just cut out with my paper snips, and then I use the bow punch for the greenery, and this background is one of the designer series papers. Just love the paper. And here's the one that I shared, gave you a sneak peek at the beginning. This has that circle cut out with the die, and then once I cut it out, I ran it through the polka dot embossing folder. This is from the designer series paper, and below here is designer series paper, the same one, same sheet on those three papers. So such a beautiful designer series paper. I know you're going to love that. This card is also made with designer series paper for the green, or for the flowers. For the green portion of it, the greenery, I stamped that with the stamp set and then cut it out with the dies. And then you have the side panels with designer series paper. This folds flat for your envelope, and then it will stand up nicely on your desk or mantle. Here's the same fun fold, different colors and different elements. This is where I use this die, and I have the adhesive sheet behind it when I cut it out. Now, it is longer than the 5.5-inch height of the card. So what I did is I put that down, and then I turned it over and took my paper snips and trimmed the excess off. And this is designer series paper for both the flowers and the greenery. And it looks so nice, flat like that, but it stands up really nice for display. And then you can put your signature on the back of the card. The next samples I have, I use the stamp set for the floral images and for the greenery. For this one, I stamped the image in petal pink. I have the greenery stamped with the soft sea foam. I use that hashtag folder here, and then I use those embellishments on there. So that was a fun card to make. Now this card, I used the same color. I used Flirty Flamingo for the flower. And then what I did was I took my blending brush and I took my petal pink ink pad, and I swirled my blending brush into my petal pink ink, and then I went over the cardstock. And what it did was it filled in all of the white area and put petal pink there. So I got a two-tone color flower. And just a fun way to add some additional color to your project. I did the same thing for this card. I stamped the flower in mango, and then I used Daffodil Delight and filled in with the blending brush. On the greenery, I used Mossy Meadow, and then I filled in with Granny Apple Green. Now this also kind of like a fun fold card. The front is cut shorter, so you can view that beautiful die cut image both from the inside and the outside. And then the last card I have, I also used Mango and Daffodil Delight. This was Mossy Meadow and Pear Pizzazz. And then I used that new folder on here. The thing I did different for this card is I stamped each flower twice, and then for one of them I cut the center part of the flower out. You can see that there's a center section. I cut that out, and then I layered it with dimensionals. And then I took my early espresso marker and used the bullet tip to color that image in. And just a fun way to add more detail to your cards. I hope you enjoyed these cards. And as I mentioned, if you go to my blog, you can download a PDF with photos and with the measurements for all of these cards. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are looking for a demonstrator to order from, I would love to have you contact me. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thanks for stopping by. Take care and happy creating.